All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. The Seattle Mariners have been sitting in first place in the American League West for the bulk of this MLB season so far. But the M's are going to have their work cut out for them if they're going to be able to win this division for the first time in 23 years. The Mariners, unfortunately for their sake, were unable to take advantage of the slow starts by both the Houston Astros and the Texas Rangers in the first half. We saw the Astros get off to that 12-24 start, but here at the All-Star break, they're just a game back of Seattle. And you've got Texas through all of their struggles as well. They're just 5 games back of the Mariners, and they're sitting right there. And anything can happen in the second half. There is still plenty of baseball to go. We've got about a little bit less than half of July. You got all of August and September. And, the M's, they didn't finish the first half on a positive note. They lost 15 out of their last 23. We've seen Julio Rodriguez struggle this year. He's dealing with that quad injury as he's not having a typical Julio Rodriguez type season, and that's hurting the Mariners offense. I mean, the pitching has been there. We're talking about Seattle with the lowest team ERA in the American League, but they also, on the flip side, have one of the worst offenses in the AL as they're last in both hits and batting average, just to name some or just to highlight some of their struggles at least. But then you look at the Astros. Age and injuries have not slowed this team down. And I mean, you think about it, with all of the injuries that the Astros have had so far this season, they could have easily mailed it in. You got a first year manager in Joe Espada replacing the retiring Dusty Baker. We've seen injuries to Justin Verlander, Luis Garcia, and Lance McCullers, just to name a few. But here they are, and they've gotten it together. Like I said, they actually tied Seattle at one point for the top spot in this division, but they're right there. They're just a game back. And again, like I said before, anything can happen over the second half of the season. Same thing with the Rangers. They got it all. They got started off slow as the defending World Series champions, but they're going to get some reinforcements back soon. They got Max Scherzer back. Hopefully for their sake, at some point they get Jacob DeGrom as well. And I look at this and what's it going to be? Because you look at the Mariners, and again, I can't harp on this enough. They didn't take care of their business, and now they're going to be in a dogfight coming down the stretch with some veteran-laden teams. I mean, with the Astros, been there, done that, and of course, the Rangers are the defending champs. And I think when it's all said and done, I think this is going to be another tight battle coming down to the very end, and it's very interesting because as much as I criticize and have criticized Major League Baseball for cutting back on the amount of division games against your divisional opponents, this division, they once again, just like it was last year, everybody plays each other coming down the stretch a lot. And I mean, you look at Seattle in their last 10 games, they've got 6 of those games against Texas and Houston. And then right before that, in the middle of the September, they have a 4 game set at home with these Rangers. You look at the Astros coming down the stretch, like I said, they've got that big series with Seattle as well. And then right out the chute, here to begin the second half on Friday night, okay, you've got the Astros and the Mariners getting it on in Seattle. And then for Texas, they stay at home, which is customary for the team that hosts the All-Star break. But they've got a tough team that they're bringing into town as well, the Baltimore Orioles, an Orioles team, of course, that they swept last year in the divisional round en route to winning the World Series. I look at it like this. Again, like I said before, there's plenty of baseball left. I think that the Oakland Athletics, who have been playing better than expected, they're still 37-61. I think the A's are going to be a wild card in this because if you're these teams that are seeking that division crown, you want to go out there and beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. But Oakland, I know that they're 37-61, but they've still been playing better than what we've been accustomed to seeing them seeing get out of them in recent years. So you look at it like this year, the AL West could be possibly a one bid division. And I say that because right now, if the season ended today, your three wild cards in the American League, you got the Yankees, the Twins, and the Red Sox. Kansas City's 2 games back of Boston for that final wild card spot. And then you've got the Astros 3.5 back. And then you've got the Texas Rangers 7.5 back. And it's not just that the Rangers are 7.5 back of the final wild card spot. It's also they have to leapfrog several teams. So this might be one of those years for the American League West where your best opportunity, or your only opportunity, should I say, to get to the postseason would be to win your division. It's going to come down to execution. It's going to come down to which team can stay healthy, and more importantly, which team can take care of their business. Like I said before, and I'm not trying to sound like a broken record, Seattle let a golden opportunity go by. And if you're Texas and you're Houston, it's kind of like been there, done that. And I think these battle tested teams are definitely going to make it tough on the Mariners in the second half. But nonetheless, we're about a little less than 2 days away from the start of the second half of this MLB season. I think it's going to be a battle of all battles in the AL West. And let's see which one of those three teams has what it takes to win the AL West and possibly get on a run in the postseason. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank all of you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on the X, formerly known as Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. Now you can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, and I am signing off. And I'm saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.